everyone. So I am doing a little experiment. The other day, Saturday, when I was talking about my goals, the last thing that I did with the goals, whatchamacallit, series, oh my god, I talked a little bit about when something's not working for you, you have to flip the script. You have to change things up. And that is something that I'm doing right now. So I have been, as you know, I'm a Beachbody coach. I have been following the 21-day fix container system now for about 3 years, which is a long time to be doing one particular type of eating, I think. And it's worked great for me. I have loved it. I've lost a ton of weight. It's helped me learn how to eat, and it's been awesome. It really has been awesome, and I highly recommend it to anyone. I always recommend it to all of my challengers when they're just starting out and they need to learn what to eat, and I've had really great success with it. However, in the last, I don't know, maybe 6 to 9 months, I've noticed that no matter what I do, I used the containers when I did quarter force, but ever since then, I don't know, I'm having trouble sticking with it because I've just been doing it for so long, and I'm I need something different. And also, I think over time, your body gets used to you eating a certain way. So over a long period of time of doing something like that, your body reacts differently to it. It doesn't respond to that as well as it did maybe in the beginning, or for the first 2.5, 3 years that I have been doing the containers. So I today started doing something different with my diet. I've gained a little bit of weight. I have no idea what I weigh right now. I seriously don't. After our trip, we went on our trip, and I ate whatever I wanted, and I drank whatever I wanted for the most part. And I came back, and I had put on some weight. I don't know how much because my scale broke. But I was I need to do something different. So I started doing a whole lot of research. I've been listening to podcasts. I have been reading all the stuff online, and I keep in conversations with people. The thing that keeps coming up the most for me has been keto. And I don't know if you aren't familiar with the ketogenic diet, which, you know me, I don't like to say diet, but it is actually more like a lifestyle too. But basically what it is it's a really high fat, moderate protein and low carb eating plan. Something completely different than what I've been doing for the last 3 years. I just want to shake up my metabolism right now. I need to do something different because I'm just not seeing the results that I was seeing before. So I've decided to do this keto plan, and I started today. I have eaten more fat today than I probably have in the last, I don't know, probably 2 weeks. And I've only had 2 meals so far. I'm still able to drink my Shakeology on this, which I love, because it's low carb, so I don't really have to worry about that. But I just want to tell you guys a little bit about what I'm doing, and then I'm doing a 2-week trial to this. So I'm going to try it out for 2 weeks. I'm going to see how it's going to go for me, and I'll probably just go ahead and do a 2-week series on keto and the effects and how I'm feeling and what's going on with it. But basically, what keto is, the way it functions and the way it works is it actually, when you eat the certain way, you have high fat, moderate protein, and low carb, your body starts to go into what's called a ketogenic state, and it starts to burn fat as fuel versus using carbs for fuel. So, it will supposedly, I don't know, I haven't done it yet, will lean you out, and that is exactly what I'm wanting right now, because I'm just carrying a little bit of extra weight that I mean, it's summertime, right? Everyone wants to look their best at summer. So, but basically what it does, and I'm reading some of this right from a website right now because it's still all very new to me, and I'm not an expert in this by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just sharing with you guys what I'm learning. But it helps, basically, the low carb intake helps your insulin and blood sugar levels from spiking because it's burning that fat as fuel. And yeah, so it says it's a physiological state that is achieved when your body breaks down ketones for energy rather than glucose from carbohydrates, which is exactly what I just said. So then I started doing some research because I've done Atkins in the past. I did it years ago, years and years ago, probably 17 years ago. I did Atkins, and I was like, well, what's the difference? Isn't it the same thing? And so I started doing some research on that as well. And basically, the difference is that with keto, you are using moderate you're intaking moderate amounts of protein, versus in Atkins, you're allowed to have pretty much unlimited amounts of protein. In keto, you're having, it's 75% fat is the ratio. 75% fat, 75% fat, 20% protein, and only 5% carbs. Whereas Atkins is a higher level of, higher level of protein. And then over time, Atkins has like phases. So you would start in what's called the induction phase, which is probably more like a keto diet. And then from there, you would start adding carbs in over time. But with this, you kind of stay consistent with the amount of carbs you're taking in. So one of the reasons I'm doing this, like I said, is I need to shake things up. My metabolism has gotten used to what I've been doing for 3 years, and I need to do something different, I feel like. I wanted to try this out for a 2-week time period to see how I do with it, to see if I even like it. So that's what I started today, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know. We'll see how it goes over the next couple weeks, but there's a ton of science behind all this stuff, and you guys, like I said, I'm not an expert, but just what I've been listening to on podcasts, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, it just makes a lot of sense. So that's one of the reasons why I want to check it out too, because the science behind it. And I'll share all that with you guys over the next 2 weeks while I'm doing this, like some of the things that I've read or listened to. And then, like I said, I'll share my 2-week keto journey with you and see how it goes. But I kept hearing people talking about it. This thing's been around since 1924. But, it's now becoming to start being a lot more popular now. And I even had heard something, so we have and I don't know if this is true or not, it could be complete hearsay, but one of the newer trainers that just came to Beachbody, Chris, I heard that he actually follows a ketogenic diet. So I don't know, all of these things combined just got me interested, and so I started listening to a whole bunch of stuff about it and reading a whole bunch of stuff about it. And so here I am, day 1. So for breakfast today, I had 3 eggs with, you're not going to believe this, 3 eggs with 2 ounces of butter, which is a lot of butter. It's a lot of butter. It's like a half stick of butter, which like kind of grossed me out a little bit. But I ate it. It kept me full for a really long time. Like with this, like, because you're having so much more fat, the fat keeps you full longer. So you're only supposed to eat on it when you're hungry. So I had that for breakfast. And then I had for lunch, these basically it's like hamburger patties with feta cheese stuffed in them that were like cooked in butter and olive oil, which I'm telling you, it sounds so disgusting, with this like tomato cream sauce on top, and then I had a side of cabbage that was also cooked in a ton of butter, and that kept me full for probably about 4. I usually eat, so I'm conditioned to eat like. Sorry, my phone just rang. Sorry. That actually kept me fuller way longer, and then I didn't get hungry again. I ate lunch at like noon, and I didn't get hungry again until like 4:15, and then I made myself shake, which will hold me over for a couple more hours, and then I'm planning on having another salmon and I think spinach for dinner is what I'm going to have. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I may end up being starving, or I don't know, but they say like eat only when you're hungry, and if you're feeling hungry, like within shorter amounts of time between breakfast, lunch, and dinner, then you're probably not eating enough fat, which is just it's so different than what I've been doing. So I don't know. We'll see how it all goes, but that's my little experiment for the next 2 weeks. And so yeah, so I'll touch in with you guys every day and give you some more information on this program, what I'm doing with my food, and I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe in 2 weeks I'll be like looking awesome. Who knows? But all right, guys, that's it. That's all I have for you today. Hope that was helpful. If you have any questions about it and I don't know the answer, I will definitely find it out for you and let you know, because again, I'm a beginner at this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of following the guidelines that I've read about. So I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.